Hello, friends! I started this project last year and then shelved it for a while to do other stuff. Being the end of summer, shorts were not really a priority, but spring is upon us, so it is time to finish them. I have chosen to break this project into 4 separate videos because my long form content tends to get a little boring. So, without further ado, part 1 of the Bib short series.
You want me to get closer?
Oh my god, Becky, look at her butt.
I don't know what we're looking at. Getting all arrow.
Okay, what we're looking at is my cycling shorts. And we're looking at them because I need new ones. This book, which I use for a lot of reference, well, it thinks that activewear is for dance. And as a cyclist, some of this information might be helpful, but definitely not the, everything that I need. I'm not making a leotard. This ain't the 80s, okay? So, yeah. According to Let There Be Clothes by Lynn Schnurberger, correct female riding attire consists of a man's top hat with veil, a man's tie and collar, a man's coat, wasp waist and minus the tails, masculine trousers worn under a very long skirt, and boots. Fuck that. You may be aware this is not the first time I'm attempting to make chamois shorts. You've probably seen these before. I did make these, and yes, I sewed the chamois in there. Yeah, it's got the padding. I didn't make the padding part. Like, I would just order one of those. But so what I like about this is I put pockets, leggings with pockets. Yay! I'm also a fan of the print because it's kind of loud and wild, and I like it. Yeah. I did not put any elastic in the top because when I'm sitting on the bike, that's doing a pretty good job of holding them in place. I don't, it's not like running where there's that constant gravity pulling it down every time I step. On a bike, they're not going anywhere. So I'm not worried about that. But I do think that I want to make bibs this time. Now, what are bibs? Basically, they have attached suspender straps. So they go over the shoulders, and then they're shorts, or sometimes they're long pants. Sometimes they're capris. But yeah, this is Michael's. These actually also have a side pocket. It's not quite as big, so the little tip of his phone sticks out, which I like on mine, that the phone fits all the way into the pocket, so that the top of the pocket is actually tight, so that it sort of extra helps keep the phone in place if there's any bouncing around like mountain biking. So these straps are made of a meshy fabric, and then they're bound with, it looks like they're just bound with more fabric, which is fine. I have more examples. This one appears to be just a fabric with no binding. It's not, actually, apparently it does run. Yeah. There's some runs in there. So maybe I don't do that. I think this is what I would like to do. This one has nice, wide, soft elastic as the primary straps, and then in the back it has a fabric with holes in it, which I don't know if I would cut holes in the fabric. I would probably aim for more meshy fabric so that I don't have to cut holes in it. And this one has what appears to be fold over elastic zigzagged. So I just want you to know that, like, I didn't make this one. This one was bought at a store, or actually he might have bought these online. But in any case, zigzag, completely appropriate in this application. In fact, that's what I did. Maybe you can see here. Zigzag stitching. This one also has zigzag stitching. This is a like meshy liner that would go underneath baggies, which is definitely more stylistic for mountain biking, because that's definitely not arrow. Since I do both, I would prefer to have the arrow. What else am I going to talk about here? There's a lot of different configurations, I guess, for the legs and whatnot. Like this one has seams, and like the crotch is like a separate piece, which I don't think I want to do. I did not do that on this one. This one is literally just leggings with a chamois sewn in them. And I'm not sure if I want to use that exact pattern again, although it worked really well. I know for sure that I want more like a Bermuda short, like the ends just above the knee. But in order to do that, I would need to use either like fabric with silicone or silicone elastic in that area, because otherwise it would eventually ride up, which I don't want. Yep, this one's got silicone in it. This one's got some kind of special fabric that's like sticky on this side and like meshy, which I don't, if I could find some of that, that would be golden. But I don't think I've got that. These are mine. These are my shortest shorts. And I like that the like sticky silicone elastic also has print on it, which I'm sure I'm not going to be able to find that. I'll probably be lucky if I can just find any color. But the fabric in question that I would like to use is like a royal blue color. I hope I have enough of that. If I don't, then I'm actually gonna have to buy fabric. Like, not from a thrift store, because I highly doubt I'll be able to find any of this at the thrift store. This I bought new, not thrifted, this fabric. It is made with recycled polyester, so that's a good thing. And if I can find more of this, that's what I would make it out of, if I don't have enough of that blue fabric. What else do I got to say about bibs? Yeah, it's kind of funny that they're called bibs when, like, I think of a bib, I think of, like, babies who spill their food all down their shirts. So that, you know, there's, like, a covering here so they don't get food on their clothes. That's what I think of when I think of bibs. But also, these are called bibs. Chamois, sometimes pronounced chamois, is actually a sort of goat-like animal. And from about 1900, when cycling shorts were invented, to 1980, chamois were actually made of leather. Nowadays, we use synthetic foam padding, which feels a lot better on the butt. A chamois pad is a very highly specific component, so it's quite unlikely that you would ever find one at a thrift store. So if you decide to do this project, you will have to buy one online. The crotch region is where the biggest difference between males and females is. So I would definitely suggest that you search starting with your configuration as it currently is. This is something that I think is interesting and I like and may want to do in my shorts. What I think is interesting though is that it is a piece put in afterwards and this part isn't even hemmed. Here I have the original legging that I drafted, full length. Over here is the pattern that I made from that is my flowered leggings. This here line is the inseam. So this is the crotch, obviously this is the back, this is the front, and I have a side panel with a pocket, and that one's the waistband. But since I want to make bibs, I think I will just eliminate the waistband entirely and start the bibs like from here and go up, because they'll be held on with like suspenders basically. So I really shouldn't need like a waistband per se or elastic, etc. Oh, and of course I want shorts as opposed to capris, which my originals, this pattern, this is capris. So I would just make them like that much shorter. As a side note, the reason that the hem is on an angle like this is because the whole leg is tapered down. And if I didn't put that on an angle, then I wouldn't be able to hem it. So that's what I have to say about that. Cycling shorts are generally intended to be worn without underwear, which is why I personally do not want to buy thrifted cycling shorts, because that's like buying used underwear. When it comes to performance wear, well, it's intended to perform, but not necessarily last forever. So, unfortunately, I do usually have to make or buy new cycling clothes every like 3 years or so. They don't have as long of a lifespan as we would like them to. Unlike jeans and suits and stuff, which, I mean, people literally wearing vintage stuff that's like 50 years old or more. Some of those things will last indefinitely, but cycling clothes and activewear in general, not so much. After a while, sometimes the chamois will start to feel like sandpaper grating on my delicate flower. We don't want that. So, yeah. Those, like, legging shorts that people like to wear for activewear these days, I think it's terrible that those are being called biker shorts when they are not for cycling. They have no padding in them. If y'all could start calling them like in Bermuda leggings or something. I like the pockets on the capris, but I also like the bibs. So let's combine them. I do like this nice wide elastic here that's probably about 2 inches or slightly more than that. On the capris, here is the seam on the original pattern that I made. Right here. Elongate like the front just a little bit. So instead of being like down here, the waistline is going to come up a little bit. That seam is going to come up a little bit. And probably on the back, I'll have to draft a separate piece that becomes this meshy piece. And this obviously is not going to be down here. I'm going to either have that where it originally is or move it up to match the front. Certain cycling bottoms, I sometimes struggle with the nose of the saddle getting stuck right here. Like when I go to, get my butt on the saddle, the nose will get stuck right above the pad. So definitely want to make sure that the suspenders are good and tight, holding the chamois pad right up in there. Now I'm filming Michael's butt. I might talk about cycling shorts. I might just have footage of Michael's butt.
But
Oh yeah, check out that butt. Look at him go! Do your buns ache yet? Hey, if you've ever been on a group ride, then you know that this is what you look at for the next 20, 30, 40, 200 miles. Butts. Butts. Butts.
I'm nuts for butts.